I have multiple documents with a contradictory informations, um, uh, it's always a problem for even for the human being and human analyst to find out what is to present if they do not have a context to that. So there are methods that we probably can add, or probably we can add some of those guidelines when we are presenting the result of when the DocPro is presenting results to the users on a question which might have a conflicting information, to either, like for example, if there are dated informations. For example, there are two versions of the same document which is there in the document, which is quite a possibility that we have seen in one of the cases where there are multiple versions of the same document was available. Like for example, if it's an annual report and there were multiple versions of the same annual report for the same year was available, which was having a different numbers. So we went back to the customer and then asked him that how generally you resolve it. And they said that, mostly what we go is the most latest document is always the updated document. So we put that kind of like caveat to the result which has been presented back to the user within the why with WizarD by stating that, hey, you need to always take the timestamp of the document you're referring to, and the one which is the most latest is always supersede the one which is the previous one. That's one way of resolving it. And the other way is that if you do not have a timestamping, or probably the version or right way to identify what's the latest one, then there are the both information is presented back to the user that, hey, this is one document is talking about, but this is another contradictory point as well. To presenting it both and then let the user decide what could be the best, because these are the kind of by default these natures cannot be. I would say it's required a human intervention to actually find out what should be the best result that they want to see. So I would say at some level of instructions per se has to be provided, maybe at the time of setting when we are doing a WizarD, or maybe post that to make it more relevant for the solving this contradictory points.
So just to add on to that, right? So whatever information that WizarD lays out, when you consume information, so the date and time is the most relevant factor, and that you can see for most of the answers that we have seen in the demo, right? Be it extracting data from the invoice, there was no question about when the invoice, what was the date for the invoice, but it was able to get that information and then lay it out, right? Similarly, the SF annual report, what is the report for, like for the year 2022, right? So that relevancy is more important, and that is something that we have already engineered, and that is something by default it comes up if it is already available in the documents that is present.